on the left-hand side, a massive push comes in. And Cody goes, gives a big sign, knows he could not break on through. JP locking it down, playing it clean, and getting the win to lead off King of the Hill, the Team Queso. You can't win the bridge battles with that mortar deck against this deck that IMJP is running. It's very hard to defend the graveyard because anything you drop back behind your team tower, since you don't have a Dark Goblin, it's going to walk within poison range. And of course, your mortar being your other best option to get offense on the board is always going to be easily distracted by that Barbarian Hunt. A very tough matchup here for Cody. Yes, we've seen it go other ways online, but I think in this sense, that was like a 70-30 for IMJP. Cody drops his record as King of the Hill to 4-2. IMJP up to 3-4, both the King of the Hill and on the season overall. His 43% win rate currently tied with his same win rate from his opening season of Dignitas back in the fall of 2018. Yeah, so when you have this mortar deck and you face off against other versions of Graveyard, you have a better chance of winning those bridge battles because you have so much single target DPS. But you throw on that Mega Minion, you throw in the E-Wiz to stun, plus all of those units doing splash damage. It's a really, really tough matchup. And what's interesting, Rich, is, and this is just kind of me on a tangential thought, because of this Skelly Barrel deck being so popular for so long, it feels like the meta has shifted a little bit. And honestly, I've been having more success going back to that old Mortar, Valkyrie, Miner, Poison version because of how much Poison is effective right now in the meta because of how many people are running Graveyard. And that Valkyrie really helps with the splash damage of Recruits, Royal Hogs, and to tank it against something like a Mega Knight. So I'm wondering if we'll see that shift back. The Skelly Barrel deck doesn't seem to be working as much for me right now. Yeah, it's the casting effect of metas, of course. One card rises, adds another card, and it gives a shift. But be curious to see what happens as we see the Electro Giant get buffed in the overall gameplay meta, and the Electro Spear gets mixed in more. Especially with those, I believe it's Electro Giant extended possible, the boost, the season boost. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, with the boost being around for quite a long time. So we don't get to see that here in CRL yet. I'm very curious about when it comes in. But we're already sort of seeing the effects of the overall gameplay meta as it comes into competitive as well. Yeah, so Cody was going to take a seat. IMJP doing what you and I think was completely necessary for Team Queso to pick up a win. Of the Hill, letting Ruben sit just one more game, or Kuchi. Best performance in this last match. He came out last match, got a pair of wins, a huge pair of wins over Diego B and Kevin. That sent it all the way down eventually to game number 5, King of the Hill, where Cody beat Pompeo, and Pompeo was able to come out 2-0 on top of Adrian. That's why Dignitas is 3-1. So a big vote of confidence for Lindsay, who had been struggling a bit at this point through the season until last weekend. Yeah, and that was really, really important for Dignitas to have that happen. It's so important to have your fourth guy come in and actually become a threat to your opponent because it makes it that much harder for you to game plan against. Lava Hound for Lindsay, Dark Tricks to the left-hand side, comes in by the Fisherman. First 50 seconds away, and the first real significant damage from those Royal Recruits. And it's so interesting how with Royal Recruits, you really think more about the 4 side a lot of the time if they do go with the 4-2 split. But even 1 or 2 recruits get away and get in their tower, you can see the result. Yeah, there's something so oddly inviting about letting your recruits just make it. Like, you feel like just 2 recruits coming to your tower isn't going to do a lot of damage, so you'll see them get ignored a lot of the time. But just a couple recruits ignored on either side for maybe 2 more recruit splits, all of a sudden you find yourself in trouble. So 1697 on that top right because of exactly what you and I are talking about. Past the midway point of regulation time, JP in the lead, playing for the 3rd team of his Clash Royale League career, opened up his CRL with Dignitas back in the EU region, then took a season off, ended up with Kick's team in CRL Asia for a season, and then now here with Team Queso. So a lot of real estate, a lot of miles traveled for the Golden Hair Golden. And now we want to talk about matchup once again. Lindsay does seem to have a favorable advantage here. He's got Fireball and he's got splash damage in there with Dark Prince, and of course they can pull things in with Goblin Cage. And IMJP is going to have a difficult time getting through to that flying machine. The thing is that Lindsay right now is really letting IMGP control the pace of the game. Let's see if the Lava Hound here on the right-hand side can change that. And there you go, straight fireball and flying machine, no risk. Trying to get value on the tower as well. Just wanted that one off the board, even 4-4, and whoa, that's beautiful. That's a nice fireball, but the problem is the fireball actually pushed the Hunter away from the miner, which was the target that Lindsay was going for. So I really liked what he had in store, what he had planned there. It just didn't actually work out the way he'd like. Baby Dragon to pick up the Magic Archer and not let any geometry get on that Princess Tower on the right-hand side. As we go into sudden death overtime, the lead still held by JP, but as my co-caster was saying, not by as much after that fireball. Maybe didn't do the job it wanted. Yeah, really nice heal spirit from IMGP. Keeps that Magic Archer alive, then forces out the high fireball from Lindsay, which you see 468 on the tower, going right on through. IMGP staying very aggressive, which is what he needs to do, because now the Goblin Cage is out of cycle, and the Hog should be back in soon. 4-2 split in front of the Hunter this time, trying to clog a bit and catch a miner if it comes in, but not going to happen. And this is a much better fireball. Does not get the Magic Archer off the board, which means they really would have liked. So now JP able to set up a much more powerful defense. He should protect this Magic Archer. There you go with the fireball. Yeah, pick your poison kind of thing. You go for the Hunter that's on the Lava Hound, or you go for the Magic Archer that's maybe more problem down the road. And Lindsay decides to go with the Lava Hound, but then Magic Archer was there. Look at that geometry. Not going to work because of the Fisherman. Just slightly off here. Dark Prince has to get picked up high by IMJP. Final minute of sudden death overtime. 3:24 remains. Fireball cycle starts at 1:52 on the right-hand side. JP just have to play defense and get back around one more time. Yeah, Log should be coming out now, but there's the fireball. He skips